What's up, everybody? My name is Candace Smith. Thank you so much for tuning in today. This is Pasco Connect, and I just wanted to come on here and talk to you about a few topics within the community, some things that, affect us all. It's topics on a national level, but they're definitely affecting us in our community. And I had a few guests within the community that I thought I really like how they talk about certain things. So I asked them to join me in on this discussion and get their thoughts as well. So I want to welcome Nina Bonita with Black Lives Matter Pasco and Marlo Jones with Pasco Young Revolutionaries. They're going to be weighing in on some of these topics. So the first thing I want to talk about is an article that I ran across the other day talking about face masks. And I really decided to delve a little deeper into this topic because I really see people fighting against it. And I just want to have a better understanding. And so when I saw this article, I said, well, let me check this out because I just want to know, what's the big deal? I mean, I see people online arguing. You see the videos that come out of people fighting. You hear about the news reports of people getting kicked out of stores. And now all of these stores have these mandates. You got to wear your face mask or you cannot enter. Back in the day, it was shirts and shoes required. Now, face masks, shirts and shoes required. And some people really have a problem with it. And so I had been hearing a few different bloggers talk about health issues associated with face masks. And so I said, well, let me just check this out and see what it's talking about. And so it is, basically evaluating that scenario. Does Facebook cause us health problems? So the article, you can go check it out. Some people think face masks are dangerous. Can that be true? So basically the article goes in to sharing the different opinions that are out there, and I mean really serious people in the community that are standing up and saying this is taking away our rights and this is harming us, so how can we be required to wear it? And so as you read through, basically they have experts and doctors and different people like that weigh in on each of the scenarios that people are bringing up when it comes to their health being affected by face masks. And so it basically goes to say that, unless you have some type of respiratory or breathing condition, wearing the face mask out in public should not cause you long-term health issues. And so I guess my question would be, because when I the other day went into Dollar Tree, it was kind of warm, and now we in Florida. So when I walk up into an establishment, I expect to feel the rush of some cool AC hit me. But I walked in Dollar Tree the other day and it was warm. And I was like, So, I gathered my stuff quickly. I would have moved slow if it was some AC, but I moved real quick. And I got up to the register and I really felt bad for the cashier sitting there sweating and then with a face mask on. By the time I got to the register, I was ready to rip mine off. And I kept having to remind myself, don't pull that face mask down. Don't you pull that face mask down. Keep it up. And I felt really bad for him. I said, wow, he's in this establishment for 8+ hours wearing this face mask. The AC is broken. So in situations like that, that does give me, some type of pause. And I'm not trying to say that can cause a health issue, but it's just who really wants to do that? That's so uncomfortable. I was miserable and I wasn't there 20 minutes. So, when it comes to things like that, that's where my issue, I feel like there should be some different ways that we can accommodate people, the workers. Because Dollar Tree is an essential establishment. Do not get it twisted for a lot of Americans. A lot of people, are not able to afford a lot of things. And so if they can run in Dollar Tree and get what they need to hold them over, until they get some money to maybe go to another store and get more in quantity of things. Because that's what I'll do every now and then. I have to run into Dollar Tree and get, this to hold me over. And then when I get some more money, I can go somewhere else and get a bigger size, whatever, or more. And so, that's an essential, those are essential workers. We really should make the atmosphere more comfortable for them. So that's the only thing I have to say about that. You all can weigh in. How are you really feeling about the face mask? Are you okay with it? Do you feel like it's your duty to wear them? Hey, do you feel like it's your right to say, I don't want to wear them and I want to be out in the free air without a face mask, So let me know how you feel. And we about to weigh in with Nina Bonita with Black Lives Matter and Pasco Young Revolutionaries President Marlo Jones to see what they have to say about wearing face masks. Check this out. Okay, so Nina with Black Lives Matter, what do you think about face masks?
It's a weird thing for me because I can see all the other side of why people would think that there's a conspiracy to it, or that the government's using it to control us, or that maybe, we are in debt and the economy is crashing, and maybe there is those reasons. But for me, wearing a mask, not wearing a mask could be more of a risk than wearing a mask, is how I weigh it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that what people say about the mask isn't legit, or they don't have points. But what I'm saying is it's kind of like too much to weigh out, because like, what if it is a legit disease and we just, you know what I'm saying? So I think just to be safe, I wear a mask because I don't 100% know. So I'm going to be safe and I'm just wear a mask, so that's what I have to say there.
Okay, and Marlo Jones with Pasco Young Revolutionaries, what do you feel about face masks?
I have to concur with Nina on that one. I do think the risk of not wearing it, is far greater than wearing it. So I can understand, Americans, we Americans are very revolutionary. And when the government tells us to, we have to do something, we don't tend to, you know, immune system to whatever is out there. That's another aspect you have to look at. Is it harming us not getting this? Because if it's like the common flu, I mean, as they say. But, I definitely encourage everybody to wear a mask, especially people of color, because those are the main folks, seem to be passing away from COVID-19.
We're essential.
Yes, you're absolutely right. So thank you guys for that response on the face mask. Okay, so I'm going to pause it. Marlo. Okay, go ahead, Christina.
Me personally, whether the governor says Walmart and going back to school is the same, it's really not. Because when I go to Walmart, me and my daughter have masks on. We're sanitizing. To be honest with you, I do my best not to take her to Walmart, to have her stay with her dad or somebody to watch her so she don't have to go. Because this is the thing. You're sending your kid to school with a bunch of other kids. You don't know their hygiene. You don't know how they're taking care of themselves and if they're preventing. Because half of this country is split between wearing a mask and not wearing a mask. I'm personally not going to send my child to a battlefield and just hope that parents are like-minded and they're going to wash their hands and make sure their child. No, I'm not sending my kid back to school. Me personally, I'm not doing it. It's not worth the risk for me. I'm going to keep her home. But that's just my opinion,
Okay, and Marlo Jones with Pasco Young Revolutionaries.
That is first, I think the governor of Florida is a disgrace, Ron DeSantis. For him to make that analogy, I mean, we don't spend 5 to 7 hours in Walmart when we go to Walmart. You know what I'm saying? So that just goes to show you the level of his IQ. But I personally, my daughters are all very young, but my oldest is going to be 4 soon, and she's getting ready to go into like BPK and all that stuff. So I know her mother was a little hesitant, and I had this discussion with her. I honestly, I would rather her stay with my mother, where I know she's learning, where I know she's safe and healthy, and I know my mother's like a COVID-19, making sure she sanitizes everything because she has her grandkids all the time. I don't know if they're doing that in school. And right now, the Florida government is so reckless with COVID-19. They're not even agreeing with the CDC, and they're agreeing with the president. These people don't know what's going on, and for me to even put my daughter in that situation, or my daughters in that situation, would be totally reckless. I am all for homeschooling. That's what I think the route I'm going to honestly go, because I just don't see. It's just too much. They don't even have the proper funding. They're not even going to have a place program for children because they're not going to have enough teachers. It's just total chaos. Total chaos. So, I mean, I think they should do something like maybe virtual teaching. Maybe they could figure something out. I think there's a way to do it. But going back to school, I think the governor right now is just doing whatever Donald Trump says. He actually told them at his press conference yesterday that he's going to check in with the White House and he would let them know. He actually said that. And then someone stood up and said, "Shame on you." And it went viral. Everybody should go watch that video. Dude publicly erupted the governor during his speech, told him, "Shame on you." Because the governor is contributing to the number of deaths because of his ignorance.
Okay, cool. So, Christina, with Black Lives Matter Pasco, how do you feel about St. Pete adopting this new way of policing, basically defunding the police and having their social workers now coming in to take some of those calls?
I mean, of course, I'm all about defunding the police. That's one of the things I'm out there protesting about. But the main thing is police are not trained, nor do they have the skills to deal with a lot of issues, especially, some domestic issues, some, mental illnesses, just a lot of things they should not be handling, because a lot of times people end up hurt because they see someone that has a mental illness freaking out. They're just having a panic attack, an anxiety attack. Maybe they're autistic. Maybe they have, we've seen people of color die and actually just have some kind of mental illness. So I think that definitely, police should handle robberies in progress or violent crimes that are in progress. But when it comes to everything else, they got way too many jobs as police. So I'm all for defunding the police, taking some of their money and putting it into other areas that will benefit everybody 100%.
Awesome. So Marlo Jones with Pasco Young Revolutionaries, how do you feel about that?
I'm all about defunding and reinvesting that money into crooked police departments, into the community. Because, there are some police departments that get it right, but there are a lot that get it wrong. So I am all for taking that money that they're getting and putting that money back in the community, investing it in social workers, investing it into mental health. That way, when these officers go out to these calls, I believe that any call that involves domestic or mental health issues, if an officer goes out, a caseworker and a hostage nigga, all those people should be dispatched as well to whatever, because time and time again, we've seen in our own county here in Pasco where we have people with mental illnesses that when they have altercations with law enforcement, sometimes it's not so great and they end up dead. And it's sad. So I know counties will say, well, we're investing in this and we're investing in that, but we need to see it. We need to see how much money each department is getting. Like for instance, the Pasco Sheriff's Office just asked for an increase in what they already get. I believe they get already half of Pasco County's budget, and it's a lot of money. So what is this money being spent on? That's what we, the people, need to start looking into.
Right.
And if it's being spent on foolishness to spy on us and to take us down and to try to infiltrate hardworking people in the community, we need to take that money, defund that money, and put it back in the community where it needs to be.
I totally agree.